1 year ago, scientists warned us that something unusual would happen in 2025. They said Saturn, the beautiful planet with the shining rings, would look almost empty. And now the moment has arrived. On 23rd November, sky watchers around the world pointed their telescopes at Saturn and were shocked. The famous rings were almost invisible. The planet looked smooth and round, as if it had lost its crown. But don't worry, nothing bad has happened to Saturn. Its rings are still there. This is not a cosmic disaster or an explosion. It is simply a trick of angle and light. Astronomers call this event a ring plane crossing. It happens only once in 13 to 15 years. In this moment, the rings of Saturn line up perfectly with Earth, turning almost edge on. Because the rings are extremely thin, they become hard to see from our point of view. To understand this, remember that Saturn is tilted, just like Earth. Earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees. Saturn is tilted by 26.7 degrees. Both the planets move around the Sun. Earth takes 1 year, Saturn takes almost 29.5 years. As Saturn moves along this long path, the angle of its rings keeps changing. Sometimes the rings look wide and bright. Sometimes they look narrow. And sometimes, like now, they almost disappear. Let me tell you the science behind it. Saturn's rings are huge in width, more than 280,000 kilometers across. But they are surprisingly thin. In most places, they are only tens of meters thick. So, when they turn exactly edge on toward Earth, they shrink to a razor-thin line. Small telescopes could not see the rings at all. Large telescopes saw only a faint streak or a thin shadow on Saturn's surface. Astronomers use these moments to study Saturn better. Normally, the bright glare of the rings hides the faint outer rings and small details around the planet. But during the crossing, the glare becomes weak. This helps scientists study the outer regions of the Saturn system. There is also a long-term story. NASA confirmed in 2018 that Saturn's rings are slowly fading. Tiny particles fall into the planet in a process called ring rain. But this is extremely slow. It will take millions of years for the rings to disappear completely. Right now, nothing dangerous is happening. Sunday's event was temporary, a moment of perfect alignment. But wait, when will the rings return? The rings will slowly open up again in the next few years. By the late 2020s, they will look wider. And by the early 2030s, Saturn will return to its full glory. For now, this rare moment reminds us that even planets we think we know well can still surprise us.